and all this love of stuff. All right, community posts are done now. Video on this, and I'll just lock it back down. Because I can do that. Record it for quality CEO IBM military service. Done. All right, let's go all the way down here until I take them down. Let me see if I can do that. Yup. Be your own moderator. Be your own moderator. There'll be some people. Now, the first thing I posted on this channel after the copy strike is standing up for Jesus Christ. After getting a copy strike with my buds, teaching Jesus, they went further and lost their channel. They're out of there. I lost mine to do community strike. Oh, I'll be dipped. He looks like a caper or some kind of garbage. You're out of there. I'm looking at this a little bit further here. Looks like a Pac-Man thing, right? The irony, once I really try and visualize, if you look in the hand of the strike, ye shall see a key. You didn't used to see these before. You might want to read Revelation and see who has the keys to hell. YouTube is a mockery of Jesus Christ. Not Buddha, not Islam, not Hindu, not the Quran. Jesus Christ. 110. Look in the hand of the fool of my copy strike. And then think about the flag that hangs in Rome and see if there's any keys on that flag. In Rome. For Peter. For Catholicism, take the time now and say, there's no key on that copy strike garbage. There really is. And then say, wait a minute here. And find it and type it in if you need to for knowledge and say, Jesus has the keys to hell. And then look at the copy strike again. Because it sure does stand out as nice and white. Nice and white as Jesus is white as snow. Go and look, copy strike. Say, well, there really is a key there. And there really is at the end of Revelation that Jesus has. And then if I go on over there and look at the flag of Rome, Revelation 17, which is Rome. Say, what's that flag in Rome got to do with this stream, Tam? It has everything to do with it. When you look upon the strike, look at the key and say, how long has that been there? Because I just don't hang around. When RV Charity struck me, there was no key. Moving along, I put my strike up. No one, good, bad, ugly, Netflix lover, Paramount Plus hater, Disney Plus, of course. You freaky deaky Netflix people, the app of my strike. You never would have known about it. Ever. Because I obtained it, and I sure did put it up for the glory of Jesus Christ. When I got a copy strike back in Scotty's room, I did it on purpose. This one, I did not think twice. Do not be ashamed of my Savior concerning YouTube. And my buddy lost his entire channel. There's that truth. Next. And I hear people saying this all the time. I need a serious break. And I believe Susan done this and she failed. Okay. And that's where I posted the things I was thankful for. And the third and final truth of 1 John 5:7 is the same thing I put number 3 for Jesus Christ. People will normally read the beginning of something, the middle of something, and then the end of something. The entire mockery of your planet today is the mockery of the Godhead. What you might call the Trinity. They just sort of went around and said, I think we'll use number 3 because it just feels good. It's a military aspect. They didn't learn very well it was 4. And 3 worked for your military. And it works for you today. Number 1 and number 2, and the mindset freezes with 3. Some attain a 4 mindset mind. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Next. Nobody tells me anything to vlog. They want my channels, take it. We're not going to lose no sleep. Ever. I said this 1,000 times. And I put something up about the motivational doc. He's pretty cool. It might take me back over. I don't know what this Chromebook's going to do. You will never be free until you free yourself from the prison of your false thoughts. The majority of our thoughts are very, very telling. And the majority aren't even real. We tell ourselves things and we believe it. If you tell yourself you're unattractive enough, you're going to believe it. If your parents done it to you, you're going to believe it. If your friends do it, you're going to start to believe it. That leads to darkness. Check the world again. Next. What else did I post? I did in the van. I know I did. All right, somebody called me this morning. Well, they didn't call me. They were on some weird telephone or something. And I really don't care who it's from. I think it's funny as crap. I'm thinking, what? You need validation? I'll let you have a little bit, fool. Not to me. They always come to you with a fake number, a fake avatar. And what they say goes right in and right out. and say, try harder, dummy. Really? This one here, they keep jumping out. This is my Chromebook. I'm not doing a darn thing. I can use a mouse, but you don't have to. Let's go down as far as I can go here. Oh, I put the clone channel up of William. I myself don't give a flying rip about mine. The one who has Williams will grow. At the time I posted it, you see 2 subs. Okay, that's all they had. You see Williams, he's nearly got 680 subs. That's William. The other one's a fool. Go for it. We don't care. You're making a fool out of yourself. William don't give a flying rip. We did find you can trace things that people post. Somebody said it was a clip channel. I don't care. Somebody gave it to me. I'm not over there watching these foolish clip channels. They are. Good. Go. I don't care. It's my material. Get a little time. We'll take their entire channel and we can. They're dumb. Thinking we're watching them. So much sent to me, I just ignore it. It's so stupid. And it is stupid. A lot is just foolishness. I'm thinking, odd man. Quit letting who you were, this is earth and Christ, quit letting who you were before the cross bother you. What you did then is blanketed by his blood. Man will bring it up. You're like, really? Try harder. Oh, wait. Just do it again. Try. That's the kingdom. That's not narcissism. That's where you're like, they don't understand what this means. And you're like, oh, well, they don't even understand the work of the cross. That he done the work for us. You don't need to hang around pretty good people, do a bunch of works to get in, and think you're elite. In fact, you'll be called out harder. Read it again. I'm a pretty good person. I hang around pretty good people. I do good deeds. No work will get you in. Try not to have a faith, work-based salvation. Be really careful. Faith comes when you have no rhyme or reason but the faith in the finished work of the cross. And ye shall naturally do good. You know you're sinning. You know when you're wrong. You're not going to continue to. You don't want to. You understand metanoia then. As you sin, you realize, this fleshly dead body, I'm doing this again. Try not to be sinlessly, perfect, cleaning up your sins and thinking you're in. There's a lot of terms for this garbage. Faith plus works, based salvation, will come through the book of James. It might get taught to you. You do well, you get in, trash. No. Easy believism. Faith and work-based salvationist. There's a lot to teach. Even those who think they have a ticket in. But they never learn. They didn't want to learn it. They wanted to see what somebody was doing over there. Okay. Take you out of who you're becoming. You can use this as earth as it is in heaven. Next, there is something here called the mindset. And you can read the acronyms. If you want to. If you do, you don't have to. Read the things that we do not need to apologize for. Loving somebody. I will love you right where you are. Yet I will discern it under the word of God. If it's garbage, you're out of my mind. And I will entertain you because you need it. There's a huge difference in this. They think narcissistic earth. We're thinking of the kingdom of Christ. They don't even know that. They'll call you a narcissist when you're fulfilling the work by the Father. They'll call it narcissistic. I love you right where you are. It's a concept that nobody understands yet. Jesus does. He loves you right where you are. And just glorifies when you understand to come to him. Not somebody making you read a card and say, repeat this prayer after me and you're in, or immersed in water, you're in. There's so many lies of the real Christ. He is bold, he is straightforward, and you don't sugarcoat nothing. He's certainly not a fairy. No, he's not. He loves you right where you are in sin. To come unto him. To free yourself of you. And see the world as it truly is. And first to see yourself, not in a selfish manner, not in look at me manner, a one who is, oh my, who am I, unto him. This thing will become so dim as this lamp. You'll be like, I don't need all this. And you will sell your goods to the poor, like Judge Jenny said God blessed her with. Goodbye, Jenny. Good luck. Good luck. And good luck with this. My stuff will get me in. Woman, get thee behind me. Stupid. Got to get it out of them, though. Following your dream. Taking me time. There's nothing wrong with any of this. Your priorities. Ending toxic relationships. Like them dramatical fools. You don't need that. You give it some attention and they just run with it because they're so desperate for someone to love them. They're desperate to fit in somewhere because they're lost. They don't even understand this biblical heavenly aspect. They need to fit in so badly in earth somewhere, they don't even know how to stand alone on their own. Just like Judgment Day. This will make you bold and powerful, not a narcissist. To end something and say, yeah, okay, do you need me again? Silly. It's silly to say, do you need my attention again? So I tested it today, and there it was. Thank you. We'll be right there, Paul, when we prove it. And we did every spick and span time. It's not narcissism. That's the word of the Lord risen. They don't understand this because they're lost. Can I fit in over here? Yay, I'm part of something on earth. We matter over here. We've got this and that. Just everything Christ is against. Everything. To boast. If you got a nice home, great. You don't got to glorify in it. It's not your home. You're going to die. Once you see the cross, it will scare the hell out of you. That's where you need to get to. Not, they don't like me. They booted me off. Oh, my Lord. I'm not a part over there no more. I'm all broken up about it. Not. Saying the Lord, Tammy Lynn, I don't know you, should terrify and scare the hell out of you. That is my faith. Bold, powerful, rebukable, seeing me, knowing I love you right where you are. Through him. Despite this dying dog damning thing. It's real hard. But yet so simple. Most people think it's a chore. Like the Jews, to get closer to God in the Holy of Holies, or somebody had a better thing to sacrifice to God and they got closer to God and stuff. Work, 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 work is not going to get you in. The work you do because it's a free for the Lord. It's something you do. You don't think about the monetary gain of it or self-glory. That's not of the kingdom. That's the opposite. That's of you. Do they see me? The work I'm doing? Wrong Christ. Wrong road. You might be there where your works, you think, oh, I feel so good about that. And you should. You really should. As a human, and say, well, you know, God, I feel so much better because I worked my way closer to you. It's freely given like him. You will want to do these things if that's your spiritual gift. If giving is your spiritual gift, you won't need no glory in it. You won't need mankind to validate you down here. You won't boast about it. That's for you. That's not for him. Be real careful with this work-based faith salvation. I've done this, and people are validating you, yet you're failing to validate Christ. That you're doing the work after the cross for him. Not to say, look at what you've done. No. Boasting, that's for you. Doing it and thinking nothing about it, placing it at the foot of the cross, he shall reward you. Not man. Huge difference. As he told Peter, you just edifying him and all his works, and you're going to do this, Pete, and this, and this, and all of a sudden the ego went, and somehow Peter began to say, nothing's going to happen to you. Get thee behind me, Satan. You serve man, not God. He's seen the ego trip, right with St. Peter. But that doesn't happen with men, right? It doesn't happen with earthlings. Yes, it does. Look at these wonderful works I've done for God. Look how my life is. He must be blessing me. He blessed you with eternal salvation unto his death. Not what you can do and prove to man what you can do. If you have the gift of giving, it's not for any recognition. It is for him. And there's no need to boast about it. You rest in his spirit and say, thank you, Lord, for helping me do what I should do for you. Not man. That's wrong journey. Actually, you can't get there by works. It's silly. All right, I had a little cat saying goodbye to certain things. I come up today and I good morning, happy Monday. Getting ready this morning was stupid. I put up this turkey. Somebody sent me something on, I guess it's a clip channel. I don't know. And I was like, they were making a goof. And I know where we were when I looked upon this. I know where we were. And I said, yeah, you found out anything under the union. The union keeps up with it, I guarantee. The union will know about this here gift. And those who work in it, there's that work again. We can find it out too. Next. Stupid. The two channels of William, one clone, one not. I don't care how many's out there about me. I was never around Bombshell's channel. Whatever they think, they're going to think it anyway. Moving along. Original Al can prove it if she'd ever tell the truth. I'm not worried about 15,000 clone Tammys. That's a scary event. Terrifying. So what they had to do was make me the evil they believe I am. And made a clone channel of evil. I bless you and I thank you for that. I bless you and I thank you for that. You're not over here. You're not on my IP address. I will never, ever, I unblocked that one lady. Something stupid come up, I just blocked it back. I don't need people like that in my life. I don't need to break bread on YouTube with homosexuals and teach against it when God does. You don't need to spend any time with that. There are people who have sophistication in this, and they understand your belief system. It doesn't need to be pushed down their throat. When people call me a homophobic, I'm not even listening to that RCA record. It's so broken, I don't give a damn. It's written. There's that. Nothing to defend anymore. I will not stand down to some pride flag when it's sitting there saying, That the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the pride of life is just written there to fill up something. It is there for such sin. I don't need to defend it anymore. I don't have to stand up or stand down to what God's word instructs. If you don't like it, you burnt your popcorn balls. Next. It's not hate. That's forcibly rebuking and loving Christ, just like the strike. If I want to do it again, I'll do it again over there. You better believe I will. Okay, this phone call this morning was so entertaining. Well. There is no commas there, but well. You know, something like that. Someone finally filed some papers on your dumb whore house, and I'm thinking, Lord, it has to be this man or somewhere around them clip channels. Slander, which is exactly what they're doing. I mean, this lady was sitting behind me, and she knew all too well what was going on. I said, honey, won't you read this? She said, well, Tammy, this is a little bit slanderous, the entirety. I'm like, I know. She said, where's the call button back? I said, I know. I said, fantastic. I sure will never care. Watch me tear it up. There's that. Dumb whore, you are finished. Oh, I believe in the finished work on the cross. Not a dodo bird. Next, I put up a couple of those, something like that. And I know where I was when I did all this. Okay, somebody asked me about a vlog of the woman, Uni, when she tried to strike me. She lost. You cannot type to YouTube, this person's bothering me, when that's all their friends do, is bother anybody. They can get their claws in. And YouTube can see who was kind to this woman. YouTube can see that. They can find that evidence. They're not going to entertain a woman that I was kind to. Well, she's hurting my feelings now. Kindness spread to the YouTube terms of service, and YouTube knows it. They know everybody who tries to strike me because they kind of have the evidence of where I didn't come to them first. Fly that frisbee any way you want. Just get a Disney dumb and dog catching it. YouTube knows this. The automated system of that dead burn algorithm in quantum mechanics. The algorithm system of quantum mechanics, it kind of has a little thingy saying, wait a minute here, let's zip line and investigate. Well, this person's coming to her now when she was kind. You're out of there. Faster than your roadrunner. It kind of, this one here was kind and they're trying to come back. Oops, bye, you're out there. The system is doing this stuff. Key code phrases in quantum mechanics. Ain't nobody really sitting there saying, well, I'll be dipped. I don't get that one. Get that one. Only a few can reach a true representative of YouTube. Me, I don't give flying rep. Terminated, smerminated. Ferminated. Next, uni law. So there's that. Somebody asked me about it, I just picked some of it up. Yeah. It asks here, no aliases. They can read a YouTube community strike post. Aliases, usernames, or initials. It says your full legal name. Mine is Tammy Lynn Morrison. First marriage, Carter. Second, Burnett. Third, Broom. That's how I beat Diane, by telling the truth. It won't accept you to talk. It won't. You got to have a little more elite there, or borrow the evidence from somebody a little bit more intelligent. They might teach you. Striking somebody, you're just feeling sorry for yourself. Everybody has a right to speak. They really do. What you think might be a term of service breakage is because it's hurting you. It's bothering your friends. It doesn't mean you need to be on there. Yeah. I don't care who they are. It doesn't matter anywhere across the scoreboard. YouTube is getting I videoed this 4 years ago at least, outside, 2019, to Heather Harris and her son. And YouTube, sitting by that air conditioner. That YouTube is getting so close to your national TV guide, full negativity. The monetary revenue must suit its whole totalitarianism. It can't have any chaos. It's just putting a total scissor in your American amendments. It's burning the Constitution just so it can work for YouTube creators. So you can be a god and cause strife and swear and curse and say, I can privatize it because I'm a pretty good person. I hang around pretty good people and I am a damn liar. If I get striked, good. If I lose the channels, even better. If somebody calls me out, wonderful. Next. Silly. We can say what we want to, but you can't, Tam. There's only one of me. There's only one, and how many of evil is there? Called a legion? Oh, yeah. That name hoghead keeps coming around. Remember? Swine that Jesus cast in. The legion. For we are many. The book of Mark is the first gospel. And Mark didn't play. Mark didn't play. This man had a family and friends. And somehow, Jesus' words again in Matthew 7 show up. Many will say, Lord, Lord, thinking they have him. And yet again it reads it again, many, but Lord, Lord, it's the same many. Depart from me. I don't know you. Worker of iniquity. What is your name? Christ asked the legion in Mark, the first gospel, before you ever had Matthew, you had Jesus speaking to many. As it said, for we are many, cast into YouTube's hog heads. You might want to tuck that one in your belt and bouquet when you give a bird. You cut that slice and say, deal with it, suckers. I'm sorry, I do both. I don't understand these people that cut with the knife like I do. All right? I'm sorry. I sweep left-handed. I play ball left-handed. This one's stronger than this one ever will be. This is a dummy. I'm sorry. I can't help it. This is the predominant hand, yet I can write with both and be a dum-dum. Next. This big thing here. I don't know how somebody can cut like this. I myself, I would have put the whole thing up. All I've read, when I read it on my phone, was a can of nuts. I just assumed it was making fun of me, right? And it looks like ibuprofen, something about a Kroger brand, and it says Cincinnati, Ohio. When they sent it, I'm like, wait a minute. Under this, they're fighting too hard to deny this person is in Cincinnati. Okay, this must have been a Freudian slip here. There's one thing I never said was Cincinnati. No. They fell for it, didn't they? Did they post about it? When I put this up, did they come along and see it? And me sit back and say, y'all just wait. Is it true? Yeah, I leaned up to this gentleman who plays a fine, sharp guitar, right? Which I had it myself. I said, look at this. What is that? I said, I'm not really sure yet. I said something about Ohio. Let's give it a little bit of time. Bam. On their wall. I'm thinking, I'm not looking at them. Somehow they're looking at me. Test all things, prove all things. Because that's a fact. I'm too bold not to try to share it. I didn't have to. It's sent. I said, I'm going to put this out. I told people around me what I was doing. Yet again, I did. Yes, I did. And they saw nonsense. All right? Now this, a true Gmail come through with this YouTube link. I just clicked it. There was several blue there, right? Guide me over to Savage's wall of a guest of the F It Up Friday thingy. You see some dude coming along. I'm like, what am I supposed to see here, right? So I'm scrolling, and there's a guest of Isaac. And I thought, okay, they proceed to explain, and I'm thinking, wait a minute. I am OG DC. This wingnut, it was incredible how this went down. I mean, what I'd done at first was put my head down and think about it. Of all the negativity that the DC darkness decapitated devilish dummies have said about this here trailer. When their buddy Angelo said to him, you got a place to live, in kindness. We can erase that and pretend it wasn't said, yet it was. His friends come along. He himself has defamed this here. This was the Toys for Tots kickoff. Fix it. Tell your friend. Somebody called me this afternoon. You're not supposed to pay Amanda. Clear it up and then change it after you do the top drive. I mean, how much do you got to care about these people to tell them? Okay, the vlog of the Toys for Tots kickoff, nonetheless, in the title of this trailer. And all its negativity. You know Savage is a germaphobe. She would be the one wearing the gloves on the Haunting of Hill House, right? Everything's got to be perfect. True or false? That's disgusting. How do they do that? And their friends around it. That I was the Toys for Tots kickoff chick in lieu of my palace. That God has blessed me with at 53. No eviction. Nowhere. Rent paid up and everything. Not my fault Rural County Code can't force Mr. Jones to come fix garbage. We call him all the time. But we have a good rapport. All the negative, I said, there is a God. And put my head down and said, thank you, Lord. The woman brought the most filthiest slob and the most crime-infested piece of trash, apparently on her Friday thingy. I'm thinking, wait a minute here. Wait just a dang minute. And I really had to think about it for a few moments because I don't entertain if I don't want to. I don't even go toward it. So, wait a minute. And so I proceed to click. And when I saw him, I said, oh my God, because they sent me that link too. I'm not over there watching these fools. No, it's in my Gmail. Yes, it is. Whatever y'all done Friday, I don't give flying rep. Whatever they're doing over there on Fridays, nobody's studying it. Be careful. Did they lock it down and ask you for money again? No? What is it? A time for the tots to pick a day to make everybody pretend they're not scamming on the next minute she clicks off? More toys, more money. More toys. When that visual goes off for the tots, more money will come her way. This will be a certainty. A certain, it might get sent to the friends. As long as it's not the name of Tots, they'll flood her with financial gain because she got hurt. Oh, well, poor little Amanda. Just pale when they click off and act like any of this has to do with kids. It does to a level, but not the way they want you to believe. These children, at the moment, do not have the toy or multiplicity of toys. these glory clouds are doing is for adults to look upon them and say, see us, see what we're doing, gloating in their name once again. Look what we can do. It's got nothing to do with the children again. No, it doesn't. You have no need to worry about a receipt if you're cool and dandy, Amanda. The more you got to defend something, the more you're guilty. On the camera or off the camera. This is proven by 2 vlogs. There'll be no way around that if people keep calling on her. I don't give a damn. Give the kids the toys, man. Just know why you are. There's no reason to get on there and gloat about picking up toys for children. That's for somebody to look upon it that don't like you, that's some sort of hater, to say, "Aw," and them to say, "See what we've done, you didn't stop this." That still has nothing to do with the kids and everything to do with them. Use your mind. They're gloating. They're not glorifying. They're gloating and boasting. So people that maybe have called this fraud place, what a wingnut, right? Dummies. And say, "Oh, see how we are, see what we can do." It's got nothing to do with kids. They will still come first. The kids will get the toys, but that's not what they're doing right now. No, I have too much crap sent to me. I'm not getting into it. No, I just know. A drunken woman, "You're going to pay me, bitch. It's $4.99 to see the toys." Oh, okay. And the whole kickoff is in my name. I would have been the one that had more power to go and make fraud come out there. Did I? No. I don't care what you heard me say. What I did is the truth. Nothing. But they got fear instilled, right? They were scared to make sure they understand they're not above the law. They're not above it. They think they are. Keep your eyes peeled. Wait for their behavior. When you see them dogging and swearing and cursing and belligerent, you still need to see the eyes of the child. I don't care what you're sending, how much other secondary monetary gains coming in. That is irrelevant for the eyes of the innocent child. To see the adult cursing and swearing and blah, 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 rah, 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 rah. The child's still saying, "You're giving me a toy. That's not how you acted on the rest of your videos." Because it don't know no better. You wonder why her child and son is so messed up. You wonder why all of our kids are looking at a world of stupid. Can never run this country. Ever. Ever. It's because of our failure. Me too. I'll be in there in a moment. I'm just reading what I'm reading. I love you. I'm going to bitch you out till you go to the doctors to deal with it. So what I done was click the link in the Gmail. Click the link in my Gmail. It carries me over to a very crime-oriented gentleman on her panel. Wow, how low will they go? How forgetfulness they truly have, unlike me. It's got to be about Tina because of monetary gain of angry grandpa. To defame Mark Terry. Remember, these are people giving to children. And the man she brings up there can never be a more defamed character of what I have to go through. A tenant law with a landlord. My place could never, ever look like Isaac's. Ever. Ever. In all their defamation. If she believes in the jinn and the karmatic wheel, it came around so fast, she's a pancake now. She's a mud pie. If she believes in that karmatic wheel and her friends going against where I live, she brings the dirtiest, filthiest man who broke the tenant law right on her panel. What is he, 300-400 pounds? Who sit there and deliberately in the pandemic, when people attacked us over Jones, we don't owe him anything anymore. We took care of our money. We've lived here since 2015. We moved here in 17 of the summer. And every time the rent's been paid. Plumbing's bad. Sinks are bad. Holes in the walls. Carpet not fixed. But yet we pay our rent. Salve. Unlike Isaac. Unlike the criminal she brought up. Unlike a criminal, nasty, garbage, criminal, shoeshine, tenant, landlord, lawbreaker. Did she forget this? When she's white as snow? Somehow or another, she forgot to look at this vlog and say, wait a minute, they are defaming the ship in the manner of unbelievable. She had to do something. Val, Shannon, and Powder weren't there. And to bring somebody filthy, didn't pay the rent for over a year. The conditions were ridiculous. He broke the law. And somehow he's going to bring up Savage's Stream to edify it again, to put Tina back in there. That gave her clout in the first place. Kid behind the camera, Michael, Tina, Grandpa. It might work, yet it did not. You got to be so dumb not to know that. Somebody sent it to my Gmail. Even I had forgotten. I said, And I typed back, I do remember. And posted it right there. After I did, yeah. I said, oh my gosh. This is a scoundrel, first of all. A year of not paying rent. Let him lie and tell you otherwise. You know how we can find this out? I've been on phones my whole life. We did. Rental, housing, vinyl siding. She brought a scum pond on her panel. A filthy person. This place could never look like Isaac's. I mean, it would take a whole heap of hell to scoundrelize this place like that. Ceiling fans can be dusted off. A carpet can be cleaned by hand. A hole in the wall can be patched. Good Lord. And that's what the ship has succumbed to. You're seeing their evil. You are abasing it and saying, I'm a part of, not the ship, shit. She just brought on a man who let shit all over the place. So who's going to be next? Who are they going to drag next to try to get content? They are such fools, man. But anyway, I posted that for Mr. and Mrs. Clean in the household of the Mayers. Oh, the little Myers, M-E-Y-E-R-S. I'm sorry he's so filthy and disgusting, but we'll bring him on, so maybe we can get some content off Tina. Maybe we might construe that stream of Mark. Just maybe people will remember who I am. Bringing a criminal aboard. A filthy person that broke tenant law and just lived there like a pig, like a hoghead. Just bring him up. This is a pretty good person. I hang around pretty good people. I really don't. And expose yourself further, Savage. And your shipmates of lies. I love it. I love it, baby. Had to go there. Yep. Not really sure what this post is, and I'll cut the string. Oh, playing Chopin today. These posts, man, they're dummies. I don't even know what this one is. I went to the gym, I did Chopin today, we drove back and forth in the van, yep. Thanksgiving items, yep. Still addressed, too many stupid posts. Okay, the reason I entertained this one, if it'll open, I'm pretty sure I remember why I did now. Come on, man. Well, at any rate, the person that typed, you don't need to announce it for the 100th time and never do it, you just go and do it. Okay, live streaming about them. It's the same perspective. You don't need to tell nobody anything you're doing on YouTube, just do it. Nike. I put Uni's vape up today. She didn't need to do that. Call up her best friends. Her parents can't afford it? Oh, okay. That kind of stupid nonsense right there. You don't have to post anything. Just do it. Call up your best friends because you're doing it for money, attention, subscribers, and views. This person just fell into that bucket. I do what I want to do. Are we crystal clear? No one controls me. This is a strength they don't have. And they're dark. They're lost. And I reckon that's about all I put. That's all I got to say. Except we need to find a cross. Bad. Those that walked away from it need to walk back toward it. Your friends will not be there when you stand in judgment. In my faith, they're not going to be there with you saying, can you feed me the answers? Can I call you to get the script? Is your PayPal open? Is your stupid check ready? Because it just won't be there. You will be there. You and the master. The one you're going to have to explain yourself to. Not a panel. Not a response vlog. You'll be responding to Jesus. The platform you'll be on is his platform. Everything about YouTube is a mockery of Christ. You're not a creator. You need delusions of grandeur. There is really sick to think you can create. Right? Join me rather than join the Almighty. Pay me instead of paying attention to the Master. Can you read my post instead of reading his word? One toward another. All of it. You have a badge. You have 5 crowns you can earn to give right back to him. Look at me won't be the narrative at the end of the day. With that being said, triggered, he will trigger you all day, all night, until you cannot ever be near him. Everything about YouTube. Selfies. Look at me. Look at this. Look at that. So guilty we all are. Do you see what I have that you don't? Don't worry about it. Tell him. When you stand there, alone, face to face, there'll be a camera then to hide behind. That is what you should fear. Not, did you see what they videoed about me? Did you see what he saw with you? He'll be sure to read it to you out of books. Is your name in the book of life? Or is it just sort of penciled in and erased? You might show up in there somewhere, like you do in a chat. I'll be there. I'm sorry, I apologize for not being there. Say that to the master. Say that to the king. He's waiting. He's waiting right for you to understand what a foolish person we really are, what a sinner we really are against him. Yes, my family comes first. Are you a family of the Master? Well, Lord, I clipped somebody else because I hated you. He'll make sure he tells you that. Over and over, this shall come for you to finally kneel, not before a pope, before him. Either way, that day is coming quicker and ticking away every time you look in the mirror. You'll see your grandchildren say, I can't even believe they're 9 today. Well, believe it, because we're dying. Believe it. Can't even believe I'm 50 today. Believe it. You're closer to your death to see him and explain everything you have done against him. Not a you too creator. Ye shall say on that day, Lord, Lord, haven't I, it'll still be about you, sinner. Yeah, it will. At the judgment seat of Christ, it is too a fiery trial. Hay, wood, and stubble. What we didn't do after the cross for him. Like this kind of video. This thing for me is to take whom is in my life and say, Lord, I humble before you. I love you, no matter what they say. You take care of yourselves and each other, because sorry, you won't have a backup plan. You can't record that, because he's recorded you in his books. You ever worry about that, a docket in court? You'll be far-fetched looking for a lawyer. Oh, okay, all right, try it. When you're alone, and there's nowhere to go. Explain it to him. Don't try to explain it to somebody sanctified in him. We don't need it. We already know. We know what we're guilty of before him. And we too shall weep and moan and know we're worthy of death. Oh, by the way, death will happen. Good luck on that one. You might can scurry around it and privatize your life and perhaps maybe put it on a link and post it everywhere and say, Lord, I didn't do nothing for you. I just asked you to help me when you were my backup plan. God help me. People pray for me. You're just not that important to the Master. He is the importance to answer your prayer. None of these people say, may the will of Christ be done and not mine own. No, they got to post it for mankind to say it toward them. That is error. Can people see what I need? I'll pray for you. I. Not him. And you are nothing. I don't care how you think you live. Sorry, wrong Christ. Can you understand it? Can you feel it? Does it bother you at all? Then live your best life now, because you have a chance to now. Live it well. Do what you need to fulfill your flesh and your desires and what you want to buy and have and trade and sell and say, I'm still dying. I'll go back out and do it again. I'll buy some more, have more. Look at all these people I have and members I've got and this and that. And say, I'm still dying. And try to put off the day of your death. Over and over. Sleep and say, what was that about? No big deal. Just a little bit of an apocalyptic dream that people are ignoring these days. When the spirit soars inside you, he just might, or probably not, he will dream. You will. If he's the one. Believe it or not, you will. You won't be able to see him. You'll see some aspects of things you are supposed to see in dreams. Yes, Book of Acts. Book of Acts is New Testament, New Covenant. William had one in Flora. He mocked and laughed at me. I said, when it happens to you, you won't be laughing, William. That very next year in 2010, it scared the tar out of William. He finally realized his sins were against Christ. The whole entire kingdom. That he was lost. I remember the day I thought he'd come back. Yeah. So take stride and heed in my video for 4 hours. And take care of yourselves. Please have a good Thanksgiving. People are just spending money left and right. One day I was picking up the leftovers there at Kroger, and I stopped this woman and I said, you know what? If we all just gathered together, how much money America could save instead of trying to be individual, and the revenue sky high, and the deficit even higher. Together with people, you got to stay in your own box, your own zone. If people are of like mind, you should be breaking bread together. If not, run. Video, but run. Never believe what they believe. Never think the way they think, because they're going to think it anyway. And one day, the fear will be so strong, they will realize every aspect they've done on earth against the Christ. Mankind won't be the you-too creator. You'll be standing in front of the the Creator. Like them YouTube creators, man-centered to the level of hell. You'll see them. Hang in there. I want to check my channels again. It's flashing somewhere, right? Sorry, I went into a resonated state again. And I don't understand your Venmo if you express what a Venmo is. You know, dang sense in that. Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, merchandise, stickers, buttons, merchandise. None of that. Zero of that is for Christ. None. It's for you. Let's give them a round of applause for hating Christ. Because they do. They need you. You don't need them. Remember this. They seek to destroy. Peter 5:8. Ain't nobody gives a rip what these sinners are doing in their life. They believe that. I don't. We simply want them to know they done. Do they have the Christ? And hang up your jacket when you're sleeping with the same sex. Hang it up. Try it. Can you get out of sin? Read it again. Say, I'm in. Yeah, do you really want to know where you're in at? Or any other crazy nonsense we're doing. That one's just powerful. They hold tenaciously to this sin. As if God's loving it. Because they say it. And God is love. He loves my sexuality. Loving the same sex of sodomy. No, he does not. No, he does not. Silly. So satanic, it's ridiculous. That's why they can hate us. That's why they have material. I give it right there, and God gives it right to them to show you exactly what they are. Because they can't do it. They don't know how. They're lost in some superficial faith of nonsense. It's okay, though. Let them stay there. Stay right there and do what you need to do and believe what you want to believe. And you want to believe it anyway. It is not my job for you to know you're a sinner against Christ. My job is to teach it. There's a difference. If you feel judgment, you feel in the truth. If you feel like you're being judged, you're feeling the truth of his kingdom. I'm not the one that invented Jerusalem. I just know how to read it. I certainly didn't make Rome or kiss a dude in a dress. No, I was a part of it. And I said, wow, this is beautiful. I love this. This is what it's all about. You know, okay. Then I realized, no. So people won't believe what they want to believe. But if they're not teaching nothing, what do they believe in? They always use the word God and never have any specifics. Never get bold enough to get on there and say, listen to me now, I love you guys, but I'm sharing the gospel of Jesus Christ. I love you enough to do it. You're not judging them. You're teaching Christ unto their death. If you love them, there is no excuse not to. If you believe it, there definitely is no excuse not to. You're doing it out of fear of losing them. You're going to lose them anyway. Unto a place they just don't want to go. You're afraid to stand up. In a nutshell, you're ashamed of the gospel of Jesus Christ. I am not afraid to know Jesus Christ is my King of Kings and Lord of Lords until I am dead. Don't like it? Whoops. Okay. Then teach us your God and how he works for you. It's ridiculous, man. That kind of stuff is ridiculous. And so you just give them a little time and make them believe they're important to you. And hope to God they get watched and liked and subscribers go up. Just give them the darn subscribers and get over yourselves. Just give them what they need. Silly. Give them all they want. Just sub them up, love them up, I used to say. Give them whatever they need so they'll feel validated. Please, will y'all do that for these people? Whoever's going after you, give them what they need. That fat slob, and that's called gluttony in the cardinal sense, a Latin manuscript. Cardinal, operative word, cardinal. What religion is that from? Oh, okay. Anyway, we're not really sure about Latin. I'm not really sure what that one is. Christmas is coming, so is the sacrifice of the Mass. You tell us what that was about. I'll be happy to tell you what it is. There's at least 2 Masses in Catholicism, and most of the non-Catholic active will go to those 2. Easter and Christmas. The non-active Catholic. They'll go to those 2 Masses. Let's not forget, never forget, or try not to forget. There's no way around it in America for sure. When you are saying Mary, M-E-R-R-Y, times and traditions changed, is speaking of Mary, M-A-R-Y. The easiest way to describe it is that the Mass on the end of many translations expresses the Mass in Catholicism. And many ways you can study in all these different scrolls where the Mass means Mother of Mary with the M-A-S. You got to follow the derivative and follow the scrolls and teach it correct with no error. You got to keep learning. The way the technology is today, they're going to hide the material of this being Mother of Mary, giving birth to the Christ child. C-H-R-I-S-T. There's never going to be an X on it. When you exit, bye, you're out. This will never be a celebrated holiday without the Catholic nature in it. Try not to flatter yourself, because that's true. It is. You got to go deep in this theology study if you want the hermeneutics right. The Mass is under Catholicism as well, and Mass will also go toward Mother of. And you say Mary. You're just spelling it differently through tradition of St. Nicholas and Happy Reindeer Dasher. But you'll never get out the word Christ in it, no matter how hard you try. You can try. You can try. And you say, how was he born? In a stable of hay, wood, stubble, dirt, dust, donkeys. He was born into nothing with everything. He was born into nothing, yet everything. But the mom and the dad, they didn't sit around and say, we need room service, Jack. It was tax time. This is why December 25th will never, 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 never be the proper date. You can celebrate it, but you need the knowledge that it was tax time. They could not travel. The weather was stupid. It would be impossible. Impossible. Spring would be more accurate. Now we move a little further in today, and when does Uncle Sam ask you to pay, baby? What month is that? What time of year is that? In the snow and stuff? No. It's not a sin, it's knowledge. Understand what we don't understand. You didn't hang around and say, you know what, that American over there, they're trying to get Christ. we weren't here. Look at that Australian. What are they trying to do? They weren't there either. Can you believe that this person's over there? Really? It just didn't exist. Americans have their head in the sand instead of seeing how Christ was born and how he died. 3.5 years ministry. How long's the presidential election again? What killed Jesus again and again and again? That little religious political status quo. What happens today? I can't believe you Democrat, Republican. You're ridiculous. Same garbage. Different dispensation. Well, Easter will never be about a rabbit. It's about death of the same one that wanted to kill that one in the 5-star non-hotel motel Skytown. His birth just wasn't filled with riches. He didn't have the IV running. Mary had to deal with it. And in his death, he too died with some serious, awesome love, right? He was hated all the time. Was Buddha the Islamic religion? Yeah. When you look up little pictures of Christ, there's so much mockery. You can see it and understand. People hate the real Christ. They invented several to fit that narrative, triggered at the end of the day. With that being said, where was the doctor for Jesus? He is a master physician. Understand? Joseph was saying, I can't believe this, honey. We ain't got no proper materials to get out of here. I can't stand the smell of this place. Stable. You got horses? You ever been raised by them? I was. Did it smell like the absolute rose garden? No. Can you imagine the body odor that Christ had going to the cross? You got people trying to pretend that their house is spick and span, and Christ was born in destruction, wanted to be killed in destruction, and ultimately was killed for loving you and I and giving his life for us freely. You know, baby Jesus rose up and said, thanks for the gold. Right. That myrrh, that's some cool stuff. You ever hear Joseph and Mary praising the wise men, or the wise men praising the Christ? That's accuracy. They didn't come in and say, our journey has been long, and it doesn't state that there's 3. Thank you very much. They came in and said, listen, y'all, this has been a rough journey. We need a place to stay and food and drinks. I mean, we'll deal with this child later. I'm tired. Or did they give glory to a baby? Much like you and I do when one is born. He just wasn't born in massive royalty, yet he is the royalty. Other people can't get their head out of the sand. I have this. God has blessed me. Huh? Wrong Christ. Yes. Say, wait a minute here. Wonder what Joseph went through with people talking about him. You reckon he would have been clipped on YouTube? Joseph, you didn't sleep with Mary and you got this baby. Do you know what she is? She's a tramp. She's a whore. Like Angelo calls me. In that dispensation, they would have called her all around a whore. You married a whore. You know what she's done to you, Joseph? Can you see what she's done? She's with child. Don't you know what you are? Mockery, 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 mockery. And they mocked and mocked and mocked and mocked Christ until he was dead. I've been mocked. The real Christ. A fake Christ can smooth the nice breaststroke in the Olympics. Shoot, man, all of it. Bronze, gold, all of it. Bentleys, Porsche. I mean, you riding a Ferrari, Jack, Christy Brinkley. Yeah. He couldn't leave her behind. She was so great with child, as it states, she was ready to pop right at tax time. So use your little mind and say, we're going to be paying taxes on December the 1st. This is where people believe that the wise men were traveling. And they were there on the 25th. You ain't never going to find that. It's a celebration, a day of it. The wise men could have never traveled in that time. There was no time change of daylight savings. Silly. The nativity scene's an error. It's not a sin, it's an error. 3 of them there, error. It's not written that way. Man done it that way. If you think we can make an error on the nativity scene, what else can we make a mistake about, folks? Come on. And then you turned around and made a holiday of gift giving to children about reindeers. You know, Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid and Donner and Blitzen. Rudolph, you know. You made this up to suffice the mind of a child. Trees, food, and forgetting the most important value of its celebration. Smack dab on a man-centered tradition with the Christ at the helm. You done the same thing with the Easter bunny and candy for the children. Right around the death of the Passover. Jail, deaths. It's all around Herod. You're not going to read about a bunny. You go to the Pauline epistles and you say, when did they serve Christmas? When did they serve their birthdays? This is why it's rooted in paganism. You've got to know this stuff, man. Please know this stuff, because it's true. It doesn't mean you hate anything. You're just doing, in a ritualistic mindset, what somebody else taught you. Family, grandmas, 4 generations at least. Or what you've read. Isn't it irony that rabbits replicate? And when you look up there in that Catholic church, you're looking at Ishtar and Nimrod. That is like the Na'vi in Avatar, reincarnation. When you look at it, it's not Christ. The picture you see of Jesus, ain't Christ. No. You got such holidays as weird and centered around all from Samhain's festival of children. Christmas comes along, children. 3rd, Easter, children. And each of them have a more prominent root truth that the world just says, well, honey, did you go down there and buy the last gift? I don't think such and such has enough gifts, so I feel left out. And you get to see children often fight and get angry at somebody else's gift. Jesus was a baby in a manger. By the time you were talking about all the rest of it, he is at least 2 years. People are so obliviated about traditions. We're all guilty of it. You know? We do these absolute totalitarian type things. Everybody's quiet during a graduation. But nobody's quiet on YouTube in the name of Christ. You're quiet when a president's elected lying to you. It killed Christ. And then you believe in a religious status and you just know it's the truth, and it killed Christ. And you're thinking, I've got this covered. Let's wrap the gifts. Jesus goes into the children's gifts. Jesus goes into the rabbit. And then you're serving some gooftard cherub stabbing you in the heart by Valentine's Day. Is it true? You need to put up shot through the heart with that fat floating cherub. You know, dang sense. If you believe it, just give your wife a little candy. If she likes flowers, help her build a garden. But you do not want some stupid fat cherub thingy that's creepy anyway. Creepy. Oh, love, an arrow through the heart. Listen, dudes, I've had bypass stents and all kinds. I don't need nothing stabbing me in the heart. Not even a fat cherub. I would run. I would video it if that fat cherub was following me. Can you imagine that sucker hanging around you? There's no sense in these holidays. None. 0. And then, you believe in March of a 4-leaf clover, short little leprechaun thingy? Oh, the leprechaun, Lucky Charms trash. Like something on the end of the rainbow. Ah, we believe anything, man. We're like, cool, man. The Mardi Gras parade in February. Mardi Gras, huh? Oh, what else we got? April. You can have Easter around March or April, depending on the change of the calendar system. Yeah. It is not 2022. No, it is not. No. You screwed around with time, and God is going to show up right on time. Christ is going to come right on time. While you're saying, I got to get to work and pay for my house and that extra car that I don't need. That sort of thing. How many children we got? 3? I got to go to work more. No, you really didn't. You chose it. You wanted a better house. The child was secondary. Same as Christ is the majority of. I got to pay this bill. Well, why did you incur the bill? What happened to the kid? Well, babysitter got it. I just got to get more. I got to go. Is technically what you're saying. I got the kids, but I got to go. Somebody else will attend the school, the daycare, and you get it. I know my child. You really don't. These falsehoods we believe in. I have great people watching my child, Tammy. Guess what? You bore it, yet you ain't watching it. Dodo. It's kind of foolish. If you draw it out to the logical conclusion, you're earning something that you really don't need. You don't need it. You desire it. More than overall so percentile true. Desire. Then you get old, right? I always wanted a house with stairs. Victorian is my dream. And I realized, these freaking legs, I'd need 25,000 cans of WD oil just to get up the sucker. A basement? I'd go down there and never get out. If there were stairs to the attic, I'd probably just make my room up there because I'd never get back down to the kitchen. What was I thinking, right? Come on, man. Then I wanted a pool, only for aquatherapy now. Not to say, hey, let's go have a shish kebab around the barbecue. Oh, when we're young, we think we're going to live forever. When things are right as they should be, you're never going to think chaos will occur. Yeah, remember 2020? I'm a happy pessimist. Because when things do go wrong, I am never disappointed. When things do go wrong, and will continue to, in reality. I'm not going to sit around and say, well, you know what? Things are going to get better. When I say that, I don't believe in Christ. No, things have to get worse for him to come.